Hey everyone, it's Brett from Hope to Prosper. I'm up here in San Clemente Hills and with Al, and we're going to go mountain biking today. So I haven't done that in a while, and I'm really looking forward to it. All right, I'll let you know what I have on my mind. Are you still working for the health insurance? That's the big question of the day in today's subject. So I rode mountain bikes with my buddy Al on Wednesday, and he told me a story about his former boss. Al retired a couple weeks ago, so he had a conversation with his boss, a week ago, and he was telling me that his boss was kind of afraid to retire because he didn't want to pay for health insurance. And his boss was pretty set, made good money for many years, and didn't have any financial issues, just didn't want to pay for his health insurance. And, they were talking back and forth, and, Al was telling him, you could get 2 or 3 years of your life back for, paying $20,000 for health insurance. Isn't that a good value? If you're a high income employee and you have that money put away anyways, is it time to jump and buy your time back? I would think so. That's what I would recommend to people. And that's what I did. But anyways, so Al and I were talking about it, and he suggested it'd be a good subject for this week's video. So here we go. I hope this is something that's interesting to you and enlightening as well. So first, let's talk about the fear is real. I clearly remember being at the stage 2 years ago, and I was just scrambling for a job. I was trying so hard to get a job because even though I had a bunch of money put away, I was trying to get health insurance for my wife and I. And like a lot of people, I thought the best way to do that was through a job. And I even offered to work, my company was closing down and it was being bought by another company. And my boss shot me off to them, and she's told him, all he really wants is insurance, Maybe he'll work a couple days a week. And that's what I offered. I offered to work a couple days a week at a reduced rate just to get some insurance. But no luck. They hired a contractor instead, which, I don't blame them. So I bit the bullet. I got my own health insurance, and it was more affordable than I expected. It's not free, it's not super cheap, but it wasn't crazy expensive. And here's the thing, once I jumped this hurdle, all of the fear disappeared, and I finally felt like I was in control of my own life again for the first time in months. Once I had insurance, I thought I had enough investments to live on, which I have. And the insurance was the last straw. It was the last sticking point. And I realized I didn't really need a job or an employer anymore. Once I had my own insurance, I just thought about it and thought, man, I'm no longer trapped. I'm free. I'm finally free. And it's a wonderful feeling, let me tell you, to go from being paralyzed by fear to just free. It was awesome. So if you're worried about insurance, I hope you find this all useful. So here's how I bought insurance. One good thing about living in California is that we have a pretty vibrant health insurance exchange. It's called Covered California. It's part of the ACA Act or Affordable Care Act or Obamacare. It's California's version of it. We pay a ton of taxes, but we have a good insurance collective, and I'm thankful for that. So, like I said before, it's not cheap, it's not free, but it's not crazy expensive either. And after you ditch your 6-figure job, the insurance becomes affordable. So the first year I paid a lot more for the insurance, and that's because it was based on my prior year's taxes, and I made pretty good money in my last year that I worked. But after I filed my taxes last year, I got some of the money back. They realized that, I didn't make nearly as much as I did the year before, and so I got a refund. And that was nice. And now this year's insurance, health insurance, it's less expensive because it's based on me being retired and not making what I used to make. And by the way, this is one of the fun little secrets of retirement. You think you need all this money, but when you look at your paycheck and you realize how much they're taking out of it, it's pretty crazy, especially in California where you have state and you have federal income taxes. But anyways, I paid so much money in taxes when I worked that I can live on a lot less gross income. Now I'm living on my 401k. Actually, mine's in an IRA. I rolled my 401k into an IRA. So I'm living on my IRA money, which is taxed at full income, but you don't have to pay the FICA, WICA, SUDA, unemployment, and all that, all the payroll taxes. And then I also live on some capital gains, which, once again, they're tax advantaged. So you avoid a lot of the payroll taxes that used to eat up like all my paycheck. So that's one of the things to consider. And then also, the less you make your adjusted gross income, the less you'll pay for insurance on the exchanges, on the ACA exchanges. So I got to ask you guys, are you working for the health insurance? I'd love to hear in the comments if any of you are still working for insurance, if this is the sticking point towards you retiring early, and if this is affecting you. I know some of the other YouTubers, the retiree YouTubers, I'll say, they said straight out that they were working for the insurance before they retired, and a couple of them, like Brian over at ACM or whatever, he waited till he was 65 just to get Medicare before he could retire. So if that's stopping you, let me know in the comments or what you plan to do. So let's wrap this up. We'll make it a short one. The bottom line is that health insurance is a critical component to your well-being and your retirement. But it's not a pair of handcuffs. You can most likely find good quality, affordable health insurance either through your former employer or through your ACA exchange. I know some people, they look at the COBRA, or some employers have like a health package for people who leave or get laid off or have retired. So that might be a good option for you. And if not, your Affordable Care Act exchange, you can always go on that and get a quote. So this is something you want to research before you retire or quit your job, so you'll have a good idea of the cost and you'll have a high degree of confidence that it's not going to affect you negatively. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised about it. Okay, everyone, thanks for coming along this week. I wish you all health, happiness, and prosperity in your lives. And I hope this information helped you in some way. And I'll see you next week on our next big adventure. My next big adventure, not this weekend, but the weekend after, I have a surprise adventure for you. And you'll have to wait to see the coverage to find out what it is. But at the end of the month, I am going on a big adventure. I'm going to go on the Southwest National Parks road trip that I've talked about before and visit those 5 national parks. All of my hotels are booked, and I'm getting ready to take off at the end of the month. So I'll have some great coverage in a couple weeks, and it won't just be me walking at the beach. It'll be some locations I think you'll enjoy. Okay, have a great day.